Wait. Oh, stay right there. Okay. Nope. Okay, we're good. We are live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch now. If you guys are on TikTok and you want to come over to YouTube so that we can read your comments as we're reviewing all these, I would absolutely love it. Otherwise, hang out on TikTok. That's cool too. I have someone here with me, I think, but I lost her. So there she is. It's Allison. Uh, Allison's going to hang out while I do this. You want to shut my door when you get in here too? All right. So for everyone who's just getting on to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, what we're going to be doing today is something I've never done before, but I see a lot of people reacting to "Am I the Asshole" videos. It's things they find on Reddit where different people have left stories asking if they're the asshole in a certain situation. So what we're going to do is I'm going to read some of these, react to some of these. I'm going to get some of your guys' reactions. I'm also going to be shooting this for YouTube. So I'm going to turn that camera on quick. All right. So that's kind of what the idea is, but I just want to give everyone a chance to get on here, get settled, and let my wife get in here and get comfortable. And then we're going to get started with this. So any questions before we get started? Ace Wolfie showing up, first person on Twitch. Do we have anyone on YouTube? No YouTube comments yet. Boom, Amy C with the first YouTube comment. Can we ask questions? Yeah, go for it. So when I actually get into reading these, I might not answer as many right away, but I'll get back to them. Is he busy? Hello, thank you for joining us on YouTube. Like I said, if you guys want to ask more questions and stuff, come over to YouTube. That way I can post them up on the screen for everyone to see. We got Nimble the Noob. I hope I pronounced that right. We got Sarah over on YouTube. Ace Wolfie used my little emoji. I forgot I had those. It's a little Cody emoji, Allison. Oh, Allison just passed out on my couch. Okay. Amy C said, I wanted to know if your long-acting meds are working well for you. Absolutely. So one of the reasons I haven't been making content is because I've been doing really well. So that means I've been really busy with things. So I'm doing more speaking events, comedy, stuff like that. I did have some health issues going on that also played a factor in me not being out and doing stuff. So that was part of that. But also, I'm doing better now. I'm ready to kind of get back to content, but my injections have been working awesome. I'm going to do a whole video about my transition from daily oral medication to the long-acting injections. But yeah, I will do that. That's going to be a whole separate video. So so happy to hear that. Yeah, thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Not the point of this live, but I just wanted to say hi. I miss you. I miss you too, Ace. All right, guys. So we're going to get into this. I'm going to start my camera here. I'm going to explain what I'm doing just because I'm going to be using this for a YouTube video, and then we're going to get into it. Sorry if you guys have to hear this intro again. This is how this is going down. Oh, Allison just got on to TikTok, even though she's right here. She needs to see it from a different angle, I suppose. Okay. So we are live, or we're recording on YouTube now. Hi there, guys. My name's Cody. I have schizophrenia, and today I'm going to be reacting to "Am I the Asshole" stories on Reddit. These stories are specifically mental health related. Most of them that I'm starting with are schizophrenia specific. But I'm also doing this live. So I'm live currently on YouTube and on TikTok. And as I go through this, I'm going to be reading comments of people that are on my live and getting the reactions of people in my live as well as my own reaction. If this is something you guys are interested in doing in the future, let me know, because I plan on doing more than one of these videos and one of these lives. But we're going to go ahead and get started right away. The first one I'm doing is "Am I the Asshole?" Sorry, 1 second. Found it. The first one we're going to be doing is "Am I the Asshole for stopping my schizophrenia pills without telling my girlfriend?" So, oh my God, it's Britters. Britters, hello. OMG, not Cody Green himself. It is. Okay. So we're getting into this first story. The first one here is "Am I the asshole for stopping my schizophrenia pills without telling my girlfriend? I have been diagnosed with schizophrenia since I was a kid. Ever since then, I have a hard time coping with the fact and struggling to act normal, I guess. Living with this condition, I would say it's really difficult. And what hurts is the people don't actually have empathy for you. They just make assumptions about you and don't talk to you, which makes your mental health even worse. That is until I met my girlfriend, and she was understandable. She knew I had it before we talked, so it made it easier, gave me some sense of satisfaction to be with someone who understands. That being said, she gets on my nerves about medication, and it's annoying being 23 and having this girl obligate me to drink them. It feels like mom, it feels mom like, but she has stopped a bit. Well, I mean, that's kind of the point, I feel like. But ever since I've been on medication, my mental health has been better, but it doesn't get hard. Oh, no, that we're not going to do this one, I don't think. This is about to get weirdly sexual, I think. I started reading this and then I looked down. I'm like, yep, this isn't it. This is not the one we're doing. We're going back. So the first one we're going to start with. No, I started reading it. I got down to like the third paragraph and then I read ahead. I was like, nope. I was like, nope, that's not the one. We're going to try that again. I thought you died. I didn't die, thankfully. I ain't seen you since. You're here. All right, we're going to read this one. Am I the asshole for not opening up about schizophrenia and BPD? It says, I, 17 female, and my partner, 16 female, have been together for a while. I've been trying not to mess things up, and as that tends to happen. Me and her have been together for about 3 months. We've been friends for about 8 months. I've always joked about my schizophrenia and BPD, but never really opened up about it. Recently, she's been asking me what my schizophrenia is like. I don't want to tell her how I, one, mainly see fictional characters due to how much they scared me as a kid, and to the point I see it as a hallucination, and two, don't want to sound insane, which is fair if you've ever been someone with a mental illness and tried talking to someone about it. I tend to be ashamed about that part due to how childish it was. One time she brought up shadow people she's seen on TikTok and showed them to me, asking and showed them to me. What are you watching? Sorry, Allison's distracting me over here with a video. It's a bulldog. Okay. One time she brought up shadow people she's been seen on TikTok and showed them to me, asking if I've seen them and talked to them. I obviously said I did, but then left it at that. Whenever we talk about my borderline personality disorder, it goes south. I tend to not really feel some emotions as strong as others, but my mood can switch at a drop of a hat. She's scared that I'll relapse constantly because I won't open up about how hard it is living with schizophrenia and BPD. She tends to get upset and frustrated with me whenever I don't open up. Every time she brings up my schizophrenia or BPD, I immediately disassociate or try to end the conversation and stop talking for the rest of the day. I know it seems like I'm bottling up my emotions, but I just feel like she'll see me completely different. Am I the asshole for not telling her? And there is a note here. It says, yes, I have been professionally diagnosed with schizophrenia. My psychiatrist last year when I was diagnosed. I was first diagnosed with psychosis due to seeing hallucinations since the 4th grade. So, am I the asshole for not opening up about my schizophrenia and BPD? Well, first of all, 17 and 16 is how old these guys are. So young kids, pretty much. That's a tough one because it's really hard to open up about mental illness already. And she said she's known the person for 8 months. They've only been together for 3 months. This is one of those things where I was really lucky because I met my wife before I ever experienced schizophrenia, before I ever had hallucinations or delusions or anything like that. So she kind of had to experience all of that with me. Um, so this is I always wonder when people have a severe mental illness like schizophrenia. I always wonder when people have a severe mental illness like schizophrenia, when do you bring that up in a relationship? Because it's not a first date type relationship, or maybe it is. Maybe that's a first date conversation. But I feel like, first of all, no, I don't think this person's the asshole, right? Yeah. So Amy C just commented, no one is the asshole here. Legit question. Is it that hard to open up? I would say yes. I feel like the concern here is valid. I don't think the person is wrong in any way for not wanting to open up. It's a very difficult conversation to have, um, especially if you're younger and you don't like know a lot about the illness or understand it. It's going to be a tough conversation. It's tough enough to get the diagnosis, learn about it, understand it yourself, but then to have to communicate that with another person and hope that they understand. Not everyone that you tell about an illness like this is understanding, or even not everyone you tell about an illness like this is even that nice about it. People can be very scared, very rude. They can ask really insane questions about it. And so, like, I get that. So, I definitely don't think the person is in the wrong here. I think that's a conversation that needs to be had, though. If you're with someone all of the time, you have to have those conversations, especially if it's someone you're in a relationship with. Um, I don't think you can get away with just not talking about it, because eventually you're gonna have to talk about it, whether you have an episode, whether it's something that just eventually it's gonna come up. So you gotta address it as soon as possible, I would imagine. All right, I want to hear some of you guys. Let's hear what you guys have to say about that, and then we'll go to the next one here. NTA conversations around mental health should come when she's ready to talk about it, not when her partner wants to talk about it. That's fair. Sarah made it. Sarah has a comment here saying those conversations should happen when the person with the illness is ready to talk about it, not when the person who is with that person wants them to. That is super fair. That's not easy conversations to have, like I said. So this is going to be a really important thing to take one step at a time when the person becomes more comfortable to do so. I also think it's important to say that their questions are making you uncomfortable. Yeah, and that's also fair. So if you're talking to someone about this, ignoring it. So they did say in here that when they ask those questions, they either disassociate or try to change the topic and avoid the conversation. It would be a lot easier to say, hey, I'm not ready to have this conversation. So yeah, I think that's a really good point too. All right. Do we feel good about that one? We're going to jump to the next one then. Not read not reading the first one that I tried. Maybe I'll read that. If these start doing really well, we'll read that one, cuz I think where it was going is a relevant conversation. It's just not one I'm ready to have on the first try at this. Okay. Okay, the title of this one triggered me right away. All right, so the next one we have here is, am I the asshole for doubting my fiance was able to beat schizophrenia? Don't even know where this is going to go, because I don't know how someone beats schizophrenia, but I'm going to give it a chance. We're going to get into it. It just says, this is making me doubt everything, even myself. I'm definitely not here for validation, and I am fully prepared to get dressed down in the comments, hence the throwaway. First of all, I want to say that I absolutely adore my fiance, Sarah. Our relationship has been incredible. I truly believed we were on the same page, a united force. I could go on, but you get the idea. Sarah is big into natural medicine. I saw nothing wrong with this whatsoever. If it were essential oils or crystals, that would be one thing. I thought it was a bit old fashioned and reminded me of my grand, which isn't a bad thing. Example, if she had a cough, she'd take a spoonful of honey, mint tea. For a stomach ache or a sore throat, she would gargle some concoction, perfectly harmless. It was always my understanding that if she was truly ill, it was always my understanding that if she was truly ill, she would trust modern medical science. Well, she made a liar out of me. I'm not sure what prompted this discussion, but we were talking about mental health. She was very against any medications for mental illness. It became this whole thing, and she asked me, kind of ticked off, if I thought she needed to be on medication. Of course not, I told her, confused. That's when she told me she had been diagnosed with schizophrenia, along with other things when she was younger, had actually spent, I think it was 6 months in our state hospital, which is notorious for not being such a nice place, and hasn't been on meds since before we met. She is 27, and I met her before she turned 24. It's a long time to be with someone that you wouldn't notice those kind of symptoms, right? Is that just me? Okay, we'll finish off. She had never told me any of this before. I was flabbergasted and didn't know how to respond at all. She dropped a bombshell on me, and I needed time to process. I couldn't wrap my head around what she had just said. I wanted it to be untrue. That night, I reached out to her brother. He's a good dude that I consider a buddy. He confirmed everything she told me and then some. This is getting really long. I don't want to go over the character limit, but Sarah and I are in a major disagreement over this. She thinks I'm an asshole and stigmatizing her for her past because I would like her to see a psych doctor. She claims she beat the illness and calls herself a survivor. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is a long there's so much to unpack here, right? Um the consensus so far on this Reddit is this person is not the asshole. I think this is a little bit of a gray area here, right? Because I am a full supporter of taking medication because I believe in medication. Medication has worked for me. That being said, everyone's journey is different. It's some people choose not to, and what this person is saying is that they were together for 3 years. They met right before she was 24, and she's 27 when he's making this post. 3 years. And she had to tell him that she was schizophrenic and had this disorder, which means he never thought that at any point in this relationship. So, to her credit is my whole point is if she went 3 years, he was never able to see any of this, she must be doing fairly well. Now, I would never advise someone to not take medication or to quit medication, but if you are with someone, a spouse, a person for 3 years, what I assume on like a daily basis, if you're it says they're fiancés, so I'm assuming they live together or they at least see each other a lot. Um, to me, that sounds like this person, whatever they're doing, whether it's self care, whether, maybe it was an episode of psychosis and they truly don't need the medication, whatever is going on, it sounds like this person does have it under control. Um, to me, the person writing the post, the thing I didn't like was when he said, she dropped a bombshell on me that I needed time to process and I wanted it to be untrue. I don't know. To me, it sounds like you're like, oh, I don't want my spouse to have schizophrenia. Well, no one does, but I just feel like if the person is going on 3 years, that is, it is just weird for me. Someone in the comments here, where did it go? I haven't used Twitch since Cody. Oh my god, how's it going, Ace? Yeah, I know. I haven't been on there in forever. Where was the comment I just saw? Oh, right here. Amy C said, in 3 years, no symptoms. Could it be a misdiagnosis? That is kind of where I'm at with it. So this person when 3 years, the spouse or the fiance is saying that they never saw it coming, had no idea. To me, that sounds like they don't have symptoms then. And if they're not having symptoms, it either could be a misdiagnosis, or it could have been an episode of psychosis, which does happen, or it could have even been schizotypical disorder, which, from my understanding, is when someone has schizophrenia like disorder, psychosis like disorder, but it's not long lasting. It's more of like a major depressive episode. Like it's a short period of a very real illness. And so that's what it seems like to me as well. So I don't know. What do you guys think? I would love some opinions on this. So the question is, am I the asshole for doubting my fiance was able to beat schizophrenia? I'm going to say I think the person who posted this is looking at it from the wrong angle. Assuming that the person is right and they did have schizophrenia, it seems like they're maintaining really well if the person wasn't able to notice that they had schizophrenia or they didn't see any symptoms of schizophrenia. That being said, the wording is troublesome from the person who posted it, in my opinion. I missed these. I did too, Britters. We're gonna get back to it. It's gonna be we're gonna start doing lives regularly again. Allison made me a schedule of doing lives and stuff. We're gonna be doing them every Friday, but I'm also gonna start mixing them in more as I go. So, but what do you guys think? Is that person the asshole? What do you think, Allison? No response. No one? Oh man, you guys are killing me here. Are you really gonna comment on the post? Allison's gonna comment on the TikTok. I'll believe it. You said this before. That is true, Britters. I have said that before. Life finds a way. You're just here to watch. I know you are. All right. Well, I don't see any comments, so we're gonna go ahead and read the next one then. All right. So this one is super interesting. The next one I have is, am I the asshole for telling my stepsister she has schizophrenia? What a title. Okay, so about 20 years ago, my stepsister first started showing signs of schizophrenia. It's genetic in her family. One of her sisters and nephews also has it. Over the following 5 years, she was in and out of mental hospitals for trying to harm herself and because of her disorder. But they never held her. Her parents and I tried to get her the help she needed, but since she was an adult at the time, there was nothing we could do. At that at that point, she kind of became a transient and I lost track of her and decided it was out of my control. We reconnected on Facebook about 5 years ago and didn't speak much, although her Facebook post made it clear the condition had gotten a lot worse. Fast forward to this year. My mom died, so I messaged her to let her know. That reopened the communication between us. I was happy that we were communicating again, but she was so bad off. However, I've been hesitant to bring it up to However, I've been hesitant to bring up her illness. Finally, today, she started saying something about the FBI being in her head, and for some reason, I just decided to mention it, that there were meds that were there to help her schizophrenia. She, of course, flipped out. She said she doesn't have schizophrenia and told me she never wants to talk to me again. I've tried to make it sound like it I tried to make it sound like it was okay, that I was safe to talk to. I loved her regardless, and that we never had to talk about it again, but it didn't matter. Now I kind of feel like the asshole for even mentioning it. Should I have ignored it and kept going along with her delusions as if nothing was wrong? Well, I'm going to start by saying no, I don't think this person is the asshole in this story. Because someone who is struggling with an illness like this oftentimes won't recognize that they have the illness. My story is a perfect example of this. I went almost 2 years undiagnosed while having symptoms, and that was because I refused to believe it, and B, didn't know that it was happening. I really thought that I was fine. I didn't think there was anything wrong with me, and that's a symptom of some of these mental illnesses is that the people who have them don't recognize that they're living with it. And so no, I don't think the person who wrote this is the asshole. Um I think it's hard though to I mean, so they're saying she's saying they're communicating on Facebook. I don't think that's a great way to have this conversation with someone just over messenger chat like, "Hey, you have schizophrenia, go get some medication." I don't think that's the best way to approach it. I'm not saying the person's wrong though, because I don't know how far away they live, anything like that. And if they're genuinely concerned, they might have seen that as the only option. Um, Amy C said, I think the writer's heart was in the right place, trying to help the person not wanting treatment or scared of diagnosis. Yeah. So that's where I was kind of going with this too, was the person is clearly struggling if they think the FBI is in her head and she's having clear delusions and paranoia. But the unfortunate thing is, people struggling with mental illness can't get help if they don't recognize there's something wrong with them. And so, by this person reaching out and saying, "Hey, I'm concerned, there are meds," sounds like they were just trying to help. And then they were trying, they even said later on, I told her that it was safe, I loved her regardless, and that we didn't have to talk about it again. So when she was able to tell that her friend was struggling with it, or her stepsister, when she was able to tell her stepsister was having a hard time with it, she backed off, tried to give her an out, and said, "We don't have to talk about it again." Sounds like it was a little too late, and the person had taken a lot of offense to it, and so hopefully they've been able to reconnect and rehash this conversation. This was posted a year ago, um, and there's no update, but I would love to see an update on this one if they were able to reconnect and talk about it again. All right, what do you guys think? Let's see in the chat. Oh, I had a idea for a live, but for piercings today. You beat me to it. You know, that's the thing, Space Case. I am just on top of this. All right. Rachel has a comment here. Absolutely not the asshole. He saw he saw she was in a bad state and offered help, backed with evidence. I hope she's able to get help soon. That's kind of where I'm at with it too. I feel really bad for the person in that scenario, having been a person with severe mental illness who at one point didn't think anything was wrong with me. I I can absolutely identify with both parts of this story because I also have loved ones and family members who do struggle with mental illness severe enough like this that they don't recognize they're having an issue. So I've been on both sides of this story, and there's very little you can do as an adult trying to get another adult to go get help. It kind of, your hands are kind of tied. You can't force a person into treatment. Even if you do, it rarely works. The person needs to be able to go do that themselves. Yes, I did see the corgi, Allison. Smart as fuck. I know. See, Space Case, I am just super smart. Oh, by the way, what was I about to say? I forgot. Anyways, all right. Oh, we got another comment here. Nima the noob said, "Not the asshole. I would Not the asshole, but I would have been more general saying that I was worried about them and wanted them to get help. It can be really difficult when someone is potentially struggling with denial or paranoia." That's also a super good point because the word schizophrenia has a lot of stigma around it. Bringing up a specific illness, even, probably has a lot of it brings up a lot of feelings. I know when I was first diagnosed, the word schizophrenia was getting thrown around, and I was like, nope, that's not me. Denial really sets in for that. So the best way to approach it might have been just a general, I'm worried about you. I think you should reach out to someone about these things you're hearing or seeing, or some of these beliefs you're having. Would have been a little bit better, but based on this person's condition, sounds like they could have acted, they might have reacted the same way. So it's hard to tell, but I hope at some point there's an update to this story because I really hope she was able to reconnect and get this person some help. Okay, let's see. What's the next one? Oh man, this is so long. Yeah, we're not gonna do that one just because it's so long. Oh my god, some of these are stories. Oh gosh. Oh man. Just wait, I want to read this a little bit, make sure it's not inappropriate. Dun. What's up? How's it going? Thanks for coming in. I just want to know if you and Zach, I like your little squish dino. Oh, can you see him up there? You can. Oh, almost fell. This is my little squish dino. Chapter about schizophrenia. Almost fell twice. All right, let me find another one. What? Oh my god. Okay. Oh man, this one's interesting. This one isn't like directly schizophrenia related, but it's mental health and like disability related. So, someone asked, I just want to know if you and Zach are still on good terms. I don't talk to him as much as I used to, but we're cool. The only reason we quit the podcast was I was moving. I was just way too busy. Me and Zach are chill, no issues there. We just have both been super busy. I saw you walking into Quick Trip the other day, I think. Probably. I go to Quick Trip a lot. I love Quick Trip. Did you see my car? My car has my tag on the back of it as the schizophrenic hippie. Um, Someone said, sending you love from Argentina on YouTube. Thank you so much. If you guys are watching on TikTok, feel free to jump over to YouTube. I'm pulling up the questions on here and we're answering them all live. And then also, as we post, this will also be going on my YouTube. So I might mention one of your questions and post it. But all right, the next one we have here is, am I the asshole for claiming my wife should not check the disability box when applying for jobs? Before getting into my story, I just suggested. Oh, sorry. Before getting into my story, it was suggested by my wife to ask Reddit. So he's only posting this because his wife asked him to. My wife is currently on the job hunt. She's 37 years old and looking for work in a field that could possibly require her to go into an office, but she's been working remotely for a similar position. She mentioned this morning she was checking the "Do you have a disability" box as yes. She has been checking that box recently for other jobs. I said that it was dishonest for her to check the box. Her rational her rationalization is that she had cancer 30 plus years ago and she is currently clinically diagnosed with anxiety. Oh, okay. Um he ends it with, am I the asshole for suggesting that it is dishonest to check the ability am I the asshole for suggesting that it's dishonest to check the disability box when applying for jobs? Ooh. Um so man, that's tough. So apparently this person said said she had cancer. It says that she had cancer 30 plus years ago. She's 37. So she had cancer as a child, which sounds horrible. I'm not going to diminish that at all. I have no idea what that's like. I could never imagine. And then it also says she is clinically diagnosed with anxiety. Now, as someone who does check the disability box when I apply for jobs, I've read that all of the things on there, right? I know what is and isn't approved as, or what is and isn't considered a disability. And the person actually did list it here. And this is according to that form they have you fill out. So it's autism, autoimmune disorder, fibromyalgia, rheumatoid arthritis, HIVs, cancer, or low vision, cancer, cardiovascular, heart disease. And then there are like depression, anxiety, diabetes. So like anxiety is on there, I suppose. Um, can you look up what qualifies as a disability? Yeah, let's do that quick too. Disability. So the definition for disability is a physical or mental condition that limits a person's movements, senses, or activities, which I think would be fair to say anxiety falls under. I didn't know that anxiety made that list until just now when we were reading through it, because depression's on there, anxiety's on there. I know schizophrenia, bipolar, and PTSD are on there. So if it's on there though, some anxiety disorders are listed as disability. I know some of them are, and it doesn't say what her actual diagnosis is. It says she was clinically diagnosed with anxiety. It doesn't say she was clinically diagnosed with um, what's the actual like anxiety. The just wait, I'm gonna Google one more thing here. Generalized anxiety disorder is like the proper diagnosis that I'm aware of, right? So I guess yeah, the question would be, does her, if she genuinely thinks, or if a doctor would agree that her anxiety is affecting her work and it's severe enough to do that, then yes, I feel like that would be okay for her to check. Um, if it's something where she is diagnosed like as having anxiety in general, but not like diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder, and she's doing it specifically to get a job, um, then I think it's not great. But I would have to know her angle, because he's only posting this from like, he's saying that he doesn't think she should do it because she hasn't had cancer in 30 plus years and is only diagnosed with anxiety. So like does she believe that her anxiety is making her work difficult, stuff like that? Then I would say yes. If it's something you feel like is impeding on your work or making it difficult, or like you need general accommodations for that, then I would think yes, you should be able to do that. But all right, I'm gonna do one more. We're gonna find one more. Okay. Um, Here we go. So this one says, am I the asshole for giving a 4-day notice at my job? I'll make this short and simple. I've been working with and for this lady for about a year. I'm currently the only employee. On Friday, when I asked to be moved to W 2 instead of 1099, quotations, I meet all the requirements. She told me that because I have children and I'm married, that my deductions will take care of what I owe in taxes. When I asked for clarification on my job title, quotations again, I've been acting manager for 3 months. She said that I'm still in training, but too inconsistent with my meds for bipolar and schizophrenia and forget things constantly. And then, for example, she put missing the trash bag at the end of the day, and that I cost the business money uh, because I forget to turn the patient bathroom lab room lights off. I sat on this over the weekend, and then when she came into the office, she tells me that I look like shit and I can't be sitting at the front desk looking like shit. Quotations, I didn't wear makeup today. After that, I typed up the shortest regna- After that, I typed up the shortest resignation letter. I gave her the opportunity to defend herself for saying all these things to me. Maybe I interrupted what she said or interpreted what she said in the wrong way. She doubled down and kept strong in what she said. So I said, "Well, on that note, here's my resignation letter, and my last day will be this Friday." Am I the asshole for leaving knowing that her business is probably going to fail? No. Let her business fail. Pardon my French, but fuck that lady. Um, so first of all, right away, so I almost always incite. I'm almost always gonna agree with an employee over an employer, but this sounds like the most toxic workplace ever. So the person was getting a 1099, which means she was being paid as a contracted employee. She wasn't even technically an employee because she wasn't getting a W 2. I get 1099s for social media, speaking events, stuff like that, where I'm paid up front and I'm technically self employed. I have to pay my own taxes. She's saying that that's what this person needs to do, which to me, I would have quit right there. I would not be working for a person under a 1099. Either you give me a W 2 and make me an employee, or I'm not going to be working. Like, what? Right there, I would have been like, nope. But then she said that she told her she looks like shit because she didn't have her makeup and stuff on. Nope, done. You're done. You're done. You're fired. No, I would have left so quickly. She should have quit. Yeah, no. This lady is not the asshole. This lady deserves a gold medal for staying with her. It says she worked for her for over a year, getting paid on a 1099 instead of a W 2. The person who is the business owner should be tried for negligence. Man, man, that's crazy. I'm just like rereading it. I'm like, that's so nuts. Um, that's crazy to me. Okay. Let me get your guys' opinions. I just gave mine flat out, but um yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Because to me that sounds absolutely nuts. It says it also like she said that I'm still in training, but I'm too inconsistent with my meds and forget things constantly. First of all, whatever a person does with their medication is personal and has nothing to do with their job. Now, if it is truly misperformancing, I get that. They can write you up and let you go for not being able to perform your duties. But the example she gave was missing a trash bag at the end of the day. You're gonna I forget to clock out some days, you know? It's like that is to me in a workplace missing a trash bag unless it's like someplace that like is it a food place? Like is it a big deal or is it like it says an office job. She's been office manager for 3 months. So to me that sounds like you didn't empty the trash can full of sticky notes and papers at the end of the day, you know? Um That's I don't know, that seems nuts to me. Oh, man. There's so many people who want a business but are not willing to hire and be the boss they need to be. Well, and that's the thing, it sounds like this person and it said that she was the only employee, so I don't know what kind of business is running with just one person and one additional employee. It's like a small off it must be just like a small office, like accounting office or something like that. But you have to take care of your employees regardless, and you can't pay your employee as a contracted employee for a year and never hire them on and give them a 22. That's nuts. Oh, man. Allison. Okay. So I'm gonna read you the first sentence of this, and then tell me if I should read the whole thing. All right, I'm gonna read you the first sentence of this one I just found. So it says, "Am I the asshole for kicking my roommate out?" Keep in mind this is mental health or schizophrenia related, but I'm gonna read you the first sentence. Am I the asshole for kicking my roommate out? So lately, my roommate, let's call her Elizabeth, has been shitting in my bathtub at least twice a week. That is the first sentence. Um, and then the first sentence of the next paragraph is the situation came to head last Friday when Elizabeth told me that I need to see someone about my schizophrenia, as clearly no one is shitting in my bathtub. So the person doing it isn't even the person with it sounds like the person posting this has schizophrenia, and her roommate is trying to gaslight her into believing she hasn't been shitting in the bathtub. Oh my god. Oh god. Okay. It's in the washer. Oh wait, 1 second. Hold on, guys. I'll be back. Sorry, Allison needed a blanket. All right. We're gonna find, I think, one more. I'm just having so much fun with this. We're gonna do one more, all right? Actually, I'm gonna replace I used up my SD card in the camera, but I want to keep doing these, but I also want to record them. So 1 second. Let's take an intermission. I gotta grab. We'll be right back. Sure, have Luna do the intermission. Wait, no. The boom show. The boom show. All right, I got another SD card in, so we're gonna do the throwback. Roach. Roach needed to die. That's the problem. All right, guys. Ooh. Boone, you gonna bring her into? Yeah, bring her on. There she is. It's Luna. She's so cute. All right. Sorry, I'm just reading a couple of these, figuring out which one I want to do. Am I the asshole for masking around the guy I really like? Is that one of these? Am I gonna find that one? Ooh, okay. I found another one. Oh, sorry, Allison. Oh. God, some of these are so long. I'm all right. You got a Kit Kat there though. Thank you. Oh, does this sound like ASMR? Allison was not impressed. Okay. Who wants to do more? Give me a thumbs up if you want me to do a couple more. Thank you, Allison. Hmm. Oh, bunch of thumbs up. Okay, I see it. I'll send a dino instead. That works too. All right. Oh, that was a genuine question for me? I don't think so. I mean, what was the question again? Am I the asshole for masking around a guy I like? I don't think so. I think, that's some conversation maybe you have when you're ready for it, but if it's something where you feel like you need to just to ease into it, I mean, that's going to be more your personal preference. I like, if it were me, I, I'm pretty open and honest about all my stuff. Obviously, like, um, I don't really hide it, mostly because I don't have a choice. If I'm having symptoms, I don't usually recognize I'm having symptoms, so people see it right away. That would be a better question for like Allison or someone who I feel like has a disorder like autism where you have to mask if you want to like be perceived a certain way. Whereas like when my symptoms start, I don't really make an active choice to mask. I do when I'm in public, I guess, where I'm like I try to hide that I'm having symptoms because I know people will like notice or judge me, but that's only if I recognize I'm having symptoms. So I guess I'm not the best person to ask on that one, but my whole thing is it would be depend on like how comfortable you are, stuff like that. Okay. I'm just trying to find another one here to read. Oh, here we go. All right, you ready? Oh wait, I got to eat the Kit Kat Allison gave me first. You're not even watching me? Why's my camera not turned on? Battery can't be dead. 1 second, guys. There we go. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Sorry, Ace. I forgot that up there. Okay, we're ready. All right, so the next one we have here is: am I the asshole for not telling my boyfriend I'm schizophrenic? I, female, am schizophrenic. I got diagnosed when I was 15. Schizophrenia isn't a defining characteristic for me, and I'm on medications for it. I've known my boyfriend, male, for around 4 years now. We started dating 7 months ago. My schizophrenia isn't something I really talk about. My schizophrenia isn't something I really talk to people about at all. The only people in my life that knew before he found out were five of my closest friends and my dad. Even my siblings and mother weren't aware of my diagnosis. Anyways, around a week ago, my boyfriend found out. Oh, around a week ago, my boyfriend found a slip of paper from my psychiatrist with my diagnosis on it. He absolutely flipped out, asked me why I didn't trust him enough to tell him about something so big. He was really upset that I had kept this secret. I was planning on telling him eventually. Anyways, I just didn't know how to bring it up. We ended up fighting about how big of a deal it was for like 3 hours, and now he's out somewhere saying he needs to think about things but doesn't want to break up. Am I the asshole? Okay, so uh, sorry, I'm just processing all that information. Well, so here's my thing. I don't think a person should need to tell someone about an illness or diagnosis unless they're comfortable, right? Like, I'm going to decide when I tell someone about that. Once again, I met my wife before my symptoms started, before my diagnosis. And so I never had to have that conversation. So I might be, it might be a it might be something I don't really understand that well because I've never been forced to sit down and tell someone that I'm interested in that I have a severe mental illness. I imagine it is a very difficult conversation, and I'm not going to diminish that at all. I do think communicating that with your partner or a person you live with all the time is really important. That being said, you should be able to do it on your own time in your own terms. So, no, I don't think this person is the asshole. But my recommendation is always to communicate with the person that you're going to be around so they know what to expect, especially if you're someone who you are on medication. You want to make sure that you have someone as an accountability partner. I know Allison has helped me with that in the past, but it's one of those things where it's going to be the person's comfortability telling the other person, and they should be able to do it on their own timeline, right? I mean, let me know what you guys think. Like I said, I've never had to be in that situation where I've had to tell another person that I'm romantically interested in about my illness because Allison's been with me for quite a while. You're just looking at me. But I know you do. But yeah, so I don't know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments, but to me that seems the person is definitely not an asshole. Okay, and I'm gonna find another one. What's up? Allison's staring at me. I was with my boyfriend before my diagnosis, but I did have to tell him, and I can't even remember the convo. See, that's the thing. I feel like once you have that conversation, um, I feel like it. I feel like it's definitely important. Like it's an important conversation to have, but I think once you have it, I mean, it clears the air, allows you guys to be able to communicate about it and deal with it. Sarah said, I think it's important to disclose that before a relationship, but I think the way he went about it sounds a bit like he centered himself. And see, this is where I always have an issue. I don't feel like a person should have to disclose it if they're not comfortable. Maybe I'm in the wrong there, but that's just how I like. If Allison left me tomorrow, don't. But if she did, and I started dating, I don't know that that's a conversation I'd have right away. Like that's I might be able to just because like when if I were to go on a blind date and they're like, "Hey, what's your job?" They might come up for that reason. Whereas like I'm an advocate, so it's a little bit easier to have that. But but yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like a person should have to, right? All those trips in the pocket. Oh man. Okay, someone said, nameless Dave said, personally, the person isn't an asshole. It's up to them when and who they talk about their mental illness. That's where I'm at with it too. I'm like, I think like I said, I'm always on the side of communication, and they should have that conversation eventually, but they should be able to decide who and when they're talking to about that. So I think that's fair. I hope they both give each other patience and kindness. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's why I think the communication is important because then you can start having those really difficult conversations. You were a blessing to my daughter when she was first got diagnosed. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Best of luck to you and your daughter. I hope she's doing well. Someone said it's hard to have an illness and hear that someone you love has it too, right? Yeah, I would imagine that would be really difficult. All right, let's find another one. I was just trying to see if I could get Allison to look at me, but she's too busy looking at her phone. I was, but it's okay. Oh man, I'm probably not going to read this one, but I just saw the title is "Am I the asshole for screaming at my vegan atheist autistic brother?" Quotations looking for validation. It sounds. I don't know. It sounds interesting. Okay. Sorry, I'm just reading a couple of these, seeing if there's any I want to get into here. There's some very long ones that I just do not have the time to read today. I've never stayed in a live so long before. Thank you so much. I appreciate you hanging out. All right. Oh man. Am I the asshole for telling my mom to kick my brother out? No. All right. Here's one. This is a pretty short one. All right. So the next one I'm going to read is Am I the asshole for letting my daughter skip a day of school? My daughter, 15, female, has schizophrenia and has trouble sleeping throughout the night. She has a lot of night terrors and nightmares. There are times where she doesn't sleep at all, which happens a lot over the weekends. I, 45 male, have let her stay home from school a few times in the past. She thinks she's pretending to have sleep issues to get out of school. The main reason why my wife has an issue is because she is the main reason my wife has an issue with this is because she is attending a very expensive private school that was chosen by my wife's parents. There have been times in the past where my wife has made a huge fuss about my daughter missing a Friday because she had an episode the night before. Last Friday, my daughter comes into our room in the morning saying she was exhausted and was up until 5 a.m. I told her she could stay home as I would I told her she could stay home as I was going to be working from home anyways. My wife starts berating me for being too soft on our daughter who and told her to go get ready for school. I stood firm in my decision and told my wife my daughter was staying home. My wife's parents heard about my daughter missing school and are not thrilled about this either. Am I the asshole for letting my daughter skip a day of school? I would say absolutely not. It sounds like this person's wife is an asshole. A 15-year-old, first of all, experiencing something like schizophrenia is already so incredibly difficult and stressful. But to experience that as an adolescent or as a child, I've always said this. I felt really fortunate that my symptoms didn't begin until I was an adult. I couldn't imagine dealing with something like this and trying to go to school and blend in and be able to interact with other people. I honestly don't think I could do it. And so what he's saying is the dad told the daughter she didn't have to go into school because she had an episode the night before. If I have an episode the night before, like a really big episode, and I'm having like hallucinations and stuff, I'm not going to work the next day. And I'm a fully grown adult. I can make that decision for myself. But it sounds like they're aware of her condition. I don't know that she's being medicated. It doesn't say yes or no to that, but she's still going to school on a regular basis. She just has to call in sometimes. I definitely don't think the person who made this post is the asshole. I think I think the wife might be, in my opinion. But man, that's nuts to me that that's even a conversation. Your daughter of 15 years old is having hallucinations and you're upset because she won't go to school. Be happy she's going to school at all. I couldn't imagine. No, not the asshole. That was, man, that one makes me mad. Sorry, I'm just looking at other ones. Everyone else, if you got any comments you want to throw in, I missed you guys too. I really did. He needs us like a hallucination, needs a schizophrenic person. That's hilarious, and I love it. I'm just trying to find another good one here. Oh man, this one's so long. But the title really intrigued me because it's "Am I the asshole for snooping and finding out private medical information about my partner?" I'm gonna say yes on that one because if they didn't tell you and you had to search to find it, yeah, you might be the asshole on that one. Okay, I got another one here. Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for asking my partner? Am I the asshole for asking my partner? Okay, sorry, I can't read today apparently, which was a perfect time to do this. Am I the asshole for asking my partner for his family to stay in a hotel? My partner and I moved into our first apartment this year and it's been going really well. We have two bedrooms and a pull-out couch, so his family, quotation, mom, dad, brother, and sister, have been staying with us when they visit. They are overall easy guests, but when they are here, they take up the entire living space and spare bedroom that I use as an office. His other sister moved to our area 2 years ago, but this year has had some severe mental health issues, quotations, schizophrenia, BPD, depression, that have resulted in her being institutionalized several times. So his family has been coming out to stay with us quite frequently, and they are very stressful trips. His sister refuses to move back home, but keeps making really bad decisions regarding her finances, living situations, and mental health. She continues to use marijuana, which she has said triggers her condition, and refuses to go on medication or get any other help. It has really taken it has really taken a toll on us emotionally, financially, and has caused some stress with our relationship. We have finally gotten to a good place in life with my partner starting a new job and me studying the MCAT, which is in under 3 weeks. His sister ended up back in the mental institution after having a severe episode and still refused to get help. Now, after 2 weeks, she has totaled her car and is forced to move back home. Before this, we had agreed that we were setting hard boundaries because we needed to get our lives under control, but now his mom and sister are back home and coming out the week before my test to move his sister out. I asked him if they could get a hotel room right down the street and even offered to pay slash split the cost. He was upset that I asked and said his mom will be offended. But before we had an apartment together, they would stay at hotels by us all the time. I just feel like it's too much stress the week before my exam. I won't have the space to study and decompress on my own. So, am I the asshole? First of all, I want to look this up. What is the test? What is the MCAT for? Okay, the MCAT is Medical College Admissions Test. So that's a pretty important test, right? I actually I don't think this person is the asshole. Um because I understand the sister is struggling, having symptoms, stuff like that. Um, it sounds like she's let them stay with her in the past, though, right? They've been apparently staying there on more than one occasion, despite her having these issues with her illness and not willing to get on medication or go through treatment, anything like that. And so, to me, it sounds like she's asking this one time if they can stay at a hotel, and she was even willing to pay. I don't think that's crazy. Um, you're willing to pay. Sometimes, me personally, I'd rather stay at a hotel than have to stay with friends or family. I love my friends and family, but I will always choose a hotel instead of staying with someone. That's just how I am, I guess. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Is this person the asshole? And yeah, the week before her test, she's got to study, man. I don't know. What do you guys think here? Oh, someone asked on TikTok, can you have schizophrenia without auditory visual hallucinations? Yes, schizophrenia can still be diagnosed with just paranoia and delusions. Schizophrenia does not necessarily mean the person has to have hallucinations. They do most of the time, but it's not something that it's not like a required symptom to be diagnosed with it. But yeah, so on that one, I'm gonna the last story I just read, I'm gonna say that person's not the asshole, but I do want to find. Oh man, this is so long. There's some ones that I think are really good in here, but I just can't read how long. No, she isn't. Okay, see, that's what I thought too. I just think if it sounds like she was really accommodating and she was asking for one time to not have them stay, that seems reasonable to me. Oh man. Oh, I don't want to read that one, but I'm guessing I would think that one is the asshole. Needs mental space for tests. Yeah, see, that's what I thought. I feel like that's more than fair. Deanna, hello. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. I'm just trying to find another one I can read here, guys. Give me a second. Let me grab a. Good to see. It's good to see you too. I hope you're doing well. Don't mind me. I'm just grabbing a couple chips. Allison fell asleep on my sofa. I'm just trying to find. God, some of these are so long. Which is the same for you. Thank you so much, Deanna. Yeah, I'm actually doing pretty well. My new meds have been working really well, and I've been feeling pretty good lately. Actually, I'm just been super busy. I had some physical health issues going on. Oh, here we go. I found another good one. I found another good one. Oh, sorry. I just saw your comment there. I don't know. I thought that you have to experience visual hallucinations or auditory to be diagnosed with schizophrenia. It is. I mean, it is one of the common symptoms they look for, but it doesn't have to be something that you experience. So, from what I'm aware, there are people who are diagnosed with like, and they don't do like the different types of schizophrenia like they used to. It used to be like dissociative, um, and all the different types. Um, Now it's just a spectrum, but back when they used to have like paranoid schizophrenia as a diagnosis, like quite a few of the people with paranoid schizophrenia wouldn't experience hallucinations. They would have delusions and paranoia as their main symptoms. But all right, I'm going to read this one. So the next one is: am I the asshole for being schizophrenic around my sister? Okay. To clarify the situation, my sister, female, 19, still lives with my father in Florida, whereas I, female, 21, go to college in Connecticut. About a week ago, I was down there to visit before my classes started at college, and I happen to have schizophrenia. Though I am medicated, I still tend to hear small sounds, which can make my eyes twitch accidentally and make me tilt my head. My sister has mild anxiety, which she doesn't want medication for, which can trigger my tics from time to time. Oh, sorry, no. My sister has mild anxiety, which she doesn't want medication for, which can trigger tics from time to time. Although it was never pointed out during my visit, my sister texted me when I got back to Connecticut, calling me a dramatic child. I responded with a question mark. She replied, she knew I was faking tics to gain She knew I was faking tics to gain sympathy from our father because she believes I don't think she really has anxiety. Quotations, I completely believe she has anxiety. And I wanted to take attention from her because I am a quote unquote crazy bitch. She also called me jealous because my father gives her more money. She says that no schizophrenic has tics that bad and that I want her to be more than anything. Yeah, I read that right. I told her she was being a narcissist and if she was going to act like that, she no longer needed to contact me. I sent the message and felt that was the end of it. Until my dad texted me telling me I was being unreasonable. I told my boyfriend about the situation and he said I may have been a bit harsh, but I think my reaction was justified. So, am I the asshole for being schizophrenic around my sister? Damn. Okay. So, first of all, if you have schizophrenia and you guys have, if you've seen my videos, when I have symptoms, I get facial tics. I can't control it. I don't even recognize it's happening. So, what this person's saying is they have auditory hallucinations, which causes them to have tics. And the sister thought that she was making fun of her. No, I don't think this person is the asshole. Especially if it's like me and you can't recognize that you're doing it. She said she didn't even realize until she got home. That's when the sister messaged her and said she was being a dramatic child. Um, to me, it sounds like the sister's a bit of an to me, it sounds like the sister's a bit of an asshole, uh, because I'm like, and then she said the quote that makes me think her sister's not super great of a person was where she said, "No schizophrenic person has tics that bad." I get so annoyed when someone like takes a symptom I have and they're like, a real schizophrenic person wouldn't do this or do that or wouldn't have symptoms like this. It's a spectrum for a reason. People experience things very differently. And so, yeah, people are going to have reactions differently as well. I know that the facial tics I get aren't super common because I only really get them when I'm having auditory hallucinations. I know that's not something that a lot of people with schizophrenia experience. And I've had people tell me I'm faking because of that. It's really irritating, but this person is definitely, in my mind, not in the wrong. I don't even think they were too harsh with a response. If someone's not going to respect me for like just living my regular life while also occasionally having symptoms or having tics, I really don't want to talk to them. So I don't think she was harsh at all. If anything, I probably wouldn't have even responded. I would have just stopped talking. At that point, I can tell she doesn't want to. At that point, I would be able to tell like she's not wanting to have this conversation. So she's not going to take me seriously. I probably would have ended it there. But oh, and then some people, there is an edit. It says some people have pointed out that this post seems odd due to the title. I just want to clarify that being schizophrenic around my sister is a joke because I'm always schizophrenic around my sister or not, which is exactly what I was like saying too. I'm like, you're not really making that choice. It's just something that happens. And if the person and if the people you're around can't handle that, might be time to get it might be time to be around people who are more understanding, more empathetic, and more willing to help. So, no, I don't think this person is an asshole, but I'd love to hear what you guys think. Um, yeah, Ace Wolfie said dramatic child for ticks. Oh my god. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like dramatic because she was having ticks. That to me seems okay. But it also says that her sister has anxiety and also gets ticks. So I'm like, what do you so she's dramatic for doing it, but you're okay, right? That's okay if you do it. Come on. Oh man. What else do we have? Someone said I have ticks, but I'm aware of them. What is that? It's very possible to have ticks and still be aware of them too. Um, ticks can be. I thought ticks were mainly OCD. A lot of disorders can experience ticks. I get facial ticks when I start having symptoms. I also, for a while, when I first started my antipsychotics, was getting movement ticks from my medication actually. And so, like, there's a lot of illnesses that can cause ticks, but See the World with Music commented on YouTube saying every illness has a spectrum. So, no, two people with the same illness will be the same. Exactly. Yeah. No two people with the same illness will act the same way or react to medication the same way or react to, you know, symptoms the same way either. Yeah. It'll never be. Yep. Exactly. No, that was a crazy story. Okay. I think oh, what's this? Okay, I'm gonna read one more and then we're gonna call it good, but I need to change. Oop. I gotta change my battery or my card one more time. 1 second. All right. All right, guys. This is gonna be the last one, and then yeah, this is gonna be the last one. I'm gonna head out for the night, but Here's the last one. Am I the asshole for demanding my brother pay his portion of the rent? My brother, 23 male, and I, 24 male, live in a bedroom subsidized apartment with our mother, 52, who has schizophrenia and is unable to work. So I take care of her. She is on disability, so a portion of her disability pays for the rent. I work, and my brother is on welfare. My brother has depression and anxiety. Because of that, he doesn't have the motivation to work. He used to work the same job as me, but he quit because he didn't like his job, so now he's collecting welfare. I, on the other hand, work, get paid minimum wage, and average about 30 hours a week. Our rent is $1,100 a month. Normally, my mom disability covers almost 300 of it. I pay 500, and my brother pays 300. He gets roughly 5 to 600 a month from welfare. He pays less than me, but whatever. He makes less than me, so I let it slide. However, recently he's been weaseling his way out of paying rent. He'll say he's strapped for cash or he will procrastinate paying. I called him out on it and he said he will pay, but I shouldn't complain about it because I make more than him. Even makes fun of me by calling me Mr. $10,000. Yes, I have saved up that much money, but that's because he's been paying his portion and I'm good at saving money. But he's using the fact that I have more money and I have money in savings as an excuse not to pay. He's also says I owe him for times where he's ordered food for us as a reason. Oh, as for him for a reason to not pay. I'm going to read that last line again because I don't think it's written down here correctly. But he's also using the fact that I have more money than him and have more in savings as an excuse not to pay. He also says I owe him for times when he ordered food. He also says I owe him for times where he ordered food for us as if that's a reason too. Am I wrong here? Am I the asshole? So the mom is living with schizophrenia. She is paying for $300 of the rent with her welfare. The brother who posted this is paying $500 because he recognizes he makes more money and his brother is on welfare, and he only gets $500 to $600 a month. Should he be paying his $300? To me, this is a no-brainer. I think this is, his brother should also be contributing. That's I get. Don't get me wrong, I've been at a period in my life where I was on disability. I've been at a period in my life where I've worked and made decent money. You still have to, even if you're struggling, you still have bills to pay. If his brother had moved out and moved into subsidized housing by himself, he would still be required to pay. He would still be required to pay a portion of his welfare to live there. So to not pay it, yeah, I'm gonna side with the guy who posted this. Even if you're struggling, we got bills to pay, and I don't love it. I wish that wasn't the case. I wish we could all have a place to live and be guaranteed a place to live, but that's not the case. So if you're living with family, both of which are, the mother's disabled, the brother's working, and paying more than half. More than his half. The brother only pays 300, and if he's missing that too, yeah, that to me makes it seem like the brother just needs to be helping and doing his fair share. And like I said, don't get me wrong, I've been at a point where I haven't had a lot of money, but bills still have to get paid. So I definitely don't think the guy who posted this is the asshole. That is all the ones that I found tonight. I'm definitely going to do this again. I had a really fun time. Just so you guys know, I found all of these on Reddit under the hashtag Am I the Asshole? And then I just typed in either schizophrenia or mental health. So if you guys want me to react to a video of, if you guys want me to react to a story of you or a loved one, post it on Reddit under I Am the Asshole and just mention schizophrenia in there. It'll pop right up. And I will react to it because I want to start doing these. I think these are really interesting. I like hearing other people's stories too. So I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out, watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys all super soon. All right. I'm not actually getting off of TikTok or YouTube yet. I just wanted to end my YouTube video there. All right. Who are we spilling the tea on? That was actually, I was reading a Reddit from someone. It's on the Reddit Am I the Asshole? So I just found some like really interesting ones about schizophrenia, mental illness, stuff like that. So I'm gonna start reading more of those because there's some really interesting ones on there, really relevant, I think, for people struggling with mental illness. So wait, we aren't done? Not quite. I was gonna say goodbye to everyone here separately. I was just doing like a sign off for the camera. Yeah, behind the scenes. Yeah. No, we're not done quite yet. I just wanted to like do a sign off so when I go to edit that video, it's not like I do all of this and then I do a sign off cuz then it would be I feel so important. You guys should feel important. This is behind the scenes. No one gets to see this. Thanks for the stream. Would love to see more of this. Yeah, I think I'm going to start doing this what I want to do is I had a posting schedule ready where every Friday night I was going to start doing a live. I think I might start doing this as a live every Friday night. Um yeah, I think it'd be really cool. I might try to find another person who would come on and like talk with me about it. Like I don't know if it'd be another person on like virtually or if it'd be another person in person, but I think I might try to bring on a guest now and then too. Thank God I have an amazing woman I work with who don't leave me hanging out. Yeah, right? We get Cody every Friday night. Well, like Britter said, we'll wait and see because I say that, but we also know how my life is. What's your bench press? I have not been to the gym in so long. I couldn't even tell you. I'm trying to get back though because I like when I'm able to get to the gym. I recently lost a bit of weight because um I was up to like 245 pounds. I'm back down to like 215 now. And that was just from like trying to control my diet a little bit, stop snacking so much, stop eating just because I'm bored. I haven't even really like started working out or like doing any of that yet. So that's my goal. Also because I'm on meds that do affect weight and make it fluctuate and whatnot. So I love that you see and then just the word mental. That says enough, doesn't it? Doesn't it, Britters? Doesn't that pretty much get to the point? We need more video games. Yeah, I've been doing the video games, saving the video games kind of just for me, Video games with Cody. Yeah, yeah, exactly. But that's like my everyday life. My wife is 5'3", so it's like my everyday life. Mental is just mood. Yeah, this one is my mental health hero shirt. So this shirt, I made it as a way like I wanna start sending these to like my favorite mental health creators, stuff like that. I think this would be cool. I think it'd be cool to have like a video where I buy like 5 of these and I send them to different creators. Like Kojo is one of the people I want to send them to. So Kojo, there's a Dr. Kaylee, I think, Kali. She is one of my mutuals on TikTok and Instagram. I love her content. I want to send her one, and then some of that stuff. We don't have Danielle the Black. I know, and I don't know how to block it myself either. I put it up there for a second. I don't know how to block it myself. I don't even have Twitch on this computer anymore. I'm gonna have to buy a shirt that just says mental. There you go. That's what you need. Topher. Oh my god. Ace and Britters. Topher's on my TikTok live. What's up, Topher? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, yeah. Ace was like Topher. Yeah, Topher is on my This is like a throwback. I got Ace, Wolfie, Britters, and Topher here. Topher, Ace said get on Twitch. Well, they said get the fuck on Twitch, but I'm trying not to swear on here. Yes, Topher. Why do you guys keep asking? Yes, Topher. Oh man. I gotta start doing this stuff more. I miss doing lives with everyone. Just in a new place, been working a lot in Ohio. Well, it's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Keep it PG. I can't. I can't. All right. Well, I think I should probably get going so that I can go put Allison to bed because she passed out on my sofa here. See if I can. Oh, oh, there we go. So I will. I'll give her a hug for you guys. I'll try to join more often. I miss you too, but just keep in mind, it's not you. It's actually me because I haven't been live. So there's been nothing to join for a while, but yeah. But yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out. I'm going to do another one of these super soon. Like I said, if you have a story you want me to read or check out, go ahead, go on to Reddit, do Am I the Asshole Reddit, and then just make sure to type the word schizophrenia in somewhere in it if it's a story about schizophrenia. And I might just read it on the next one. Preference to that. I'm not reading any that are incredibly long. Couple paragraphs tops. But yeah, check it out. I'm gonna post a video of this that we did tonight on YouTube, hopefully in the next couple days. We'll see. I'm not gonna promise anything because that was like 2 hours. It was an hour and a half of footage that I'll have to edit through. So, but yeah, I will. I'll see you all soon. I appreciate you all hanging out. Have a good one. I love you guys too. Take it easy. I might hop on Instagram quick for a live. If you guys want to jump over to Instagram, I'm gonna shut all this off. I'm gonna pull up Instagram quick before I go. All right, take it easy, everyone.